Welcome to the Golden Gate Parkway Corridor Congestion Study Public Information Meeting. This presentation is an overview of the study that is being conducted by Collier County with the assistance of T.Y. Lin International. The Golden Gate Parkway Corridor Congestion Study is being conducted to reduce congestion within the corridor between Airport Road and east of the I-75 interchange. This two-year study commenced in July of 2024. Since that time, T.Y. Lin International, on behalf of Collier County, began collecting and evaluating data to determine feasibility of proposed improvements. This public meeting is to provide information and solicit input. The goal of this study is to project future traffic volumes and levels of service, and to identify corridor improvements to accommodate future growth. The aerial shown on this slide identifies the approximate 2-mile study area. Golden Gate Parkway is a high-volume arterial road that carries higher-than-average truck traffic. Current traffic volumes are shown on this slide and indicate the highest annual average daily traffic in the study corridor, approximately 56,600 vehicles per day, occurs between Livingston Road and the I-75 interchange. Intersection performance was evaluated at the traffic signals using level of service letter grades. A level of service A, B, or C depicts traffic moving freely. At level of service D and E, traffic is operating at capacity. Finally, at level of service F, traffic experiences significant congestion and delays. Collier County has an adopted level of service of D for roadways that may still be widened or modified to add additional capacity. For roadways such as Golden Gate Parkway that have been widened to 6 lanes and reached the maximum number of lanes, the adopted level of service is E. The results of the existing conditions analysis indicate the Golden Gate Parkway at Livingston Road signal operates at a level of service F during the AM and PM peak hours. The I-75 southbound ramp signal operates at a level of service D in the AM peak and level of service E in the PM peak, while the I-75 northbound ramp signal operates at a level of service B during both peak periods. T.Y. Lin evaluated crash data along the Golden Gate Parkway corridor for a 5-year period from 2019 to 2023. Pedestrian, bicycle, and vehicular crashes were reviewed to identify hotspots and crash patterns. The bar graph shows the intersection of Golden Gate Parkway and Livingston Road is the highest crash location in the study area, followed by the roadway segment west of the I-75 interchange and the southbound off-ramp signal. In addition, the corridor showed a significant number of rear-end type crashes with side swipes as the next highest crash type. 2 fatalities were identified in the study area, one at the west end that included a single vehicle traveling eastbound. The second fatality occurred at the east end of the study at 60th Street Southwest, where a westbound vehicle struck a bicycle crossing Golden Gate Parkway in the west crosswalk. Evaluation of the existing conditions data revealed corridor-wide congestion issues and long delays. Severe congestion was observed at the Golden Gate Parkway intersection with Livingston Road, the I-75 southbound ramp, and the northbound loop ramp, particularly during the PM peak hour affecting eastbound traffic flow. During the AM peak hour, significant vehicle queuing was observed corridor-wide traveling westbound. Potential short-term improvements have been identified throughout the corridor study area and listed on this slide. If these improvements are recommended and funded, they could be completed in a short time frame of 2 years or less and have minimal infrastructure impacts. Potential midterm improvements have been identified throughout the corridor study area and listed on this slide. If these improvements are recommended and funded, they could be completed in a 2 to 5 year time frame and may have infrastructure impacts at select locations along the corridor. The Metropolitan Planning Organization's MPO Long Range Transportation Plan, LRTP, includes funding for potential improvements at the Golden Gate Parkway and Livingston Road intersection between 2031 and 2035. Potential I-75 interchange improvements require coordination with FDOT. At the Livingston Road intersection, 8 potential improvements were evaluated, and 3 were recommended for further analysis. At the I-75 interchange, 4 potential improvements were evaluated, and 2 were recommended for further analysis. In addition, the no-build alternative will be evaluated and used as a baseline for alternative comparison. The potential improvements were evaluated using several criteria described on the following slide. An evaluation matrix was developed to identify and assess the potential improvements, as shown in the table. Each intersection improvement is scored using the evaluation criteria that is based on operational and safety performance. Additional criteria include improvements to safety using crash data, reducing collision contact points, and enhancements to pedestrian and bicycle infrastructure. At the Livingston Road signal, in addition to the no-build analysis, 3 improvement alternatives were recommended to move forward for further analysis and development of concept plan exhibits, as shown on the following slides. Alternative A elevates Golden Gate Parkway starting at the Airport Road overpass and will stay elevated over Livingston Road, returning to grade west of 68th Street Southwest. This elevated section will allow continuous flow along Golden Gate Parkway. Service roads will be provided for local traffic as well as a single-point urban interchange at Livingston Road. The benefits of an elevated roadway include significant improvement to traffic operations and traffic flow. Build Alternative B proposes a Golden Gate Parkway overpass that will start east of Premier Drive and return to grade west of 68th Street Southwest. The overpass will maintain at-grade turning movements to Livingston Road with a single-point urban interchange. Benefits of the overpass include improvements to traffic operations and a smaller construction footprint required when compared to other alternatives. This alternative is similar to the existing overpass single-point urban interchange at Airport Road. Build Alternative C, the Center Turn Lane Overpass, or CTO, is an innovative design that raises all the left turn lanes to an elevated signalized intersection. Left turns will use ramps within the median to reach the elevated signal, and after completing the left turn, vehicles will use the departure ramps to merge into through traffic. An at-grade signalized intersection will continue to service the through and right turn movements. This innovative design improves safety and efficiency for all users by separating the left turn movements from the main intersection. A traffic operational analysis was performed for each of the proposed alternatives for the weekday AM and PM peak hours of traffic at Golden Gate Parkway and Livingston Road. The table on this slide represents the overall intersection level of service and vehicle delay in seconds for each alternative in the year 2045. During the PM peak hour, Alternative A GGP elevated and Alternative B overpass are anticipated to have the most operational benefit and reduction in vehicle delay. The evaluation matrix was applied to the I-75 interchange, as shown in this table. Each intersection improvement was scored using the evaluation criteria based on operational and safety performance. Additional criteria include improvements to safety using crash data, reducing collision contact points, and improvements to pedestrian and bicycle infrastructure. In addition to the no-build analysis, 2 improvement alternatives were recommended to move forward for further analysis and development of concept plan exhibits at the I-75 interchange. Build Alternative D, the Diverging Diamond Interchange, or DDI, is an innovative design that allows traffic to briefly drive on the left side of the road between the I-75 ramp intersections, eliminating the need for the northbound loop ramp. A new northbound ramp would be constructed on the north side of the bridge. The DDI alternative improves traffic signal efficiency and safety for all users. A DDI is currently under construction at the Pine Ridge Road interchange, and a DDI is planned at the Immokalee interchange. Build Alternative E is a modified continuous green T concept that provides an exclusive travel lane for eastbound traffic on Golden Gate Parkway to the I-75 north and southbound ramps. The lane will be separated with a traffic barrier that provides continuous flow through the intersection for most of the traffic signal cycle. This exclusive lane is stopped briefly only for the westbound left turn arrow. The design significantly improves traffic operations in the PM peak hour and requires minimal modifications to the I-75 southbound ramp intersection. This design is similar to the Alico Road interchange at I-75. A traffic operational analysis was performed for each of the proposed alternatives for the weekday AM and PM peak hours of traffic at Golden Gate Parkway and the I-75 interchange. The table on this slide represents the overall intersection level of service and vehicle delay for each alternative in the year 2045. When compared to the future no-build conditions, Alternative E, the modified green T, is anticipated to have the most operational benefit and reduction in vehicle delay, specifically during the PM peak hour. Planning-level construction cost estimates were performed for each alternative. At Livingston Road, the Golden Gate Parkway elevated option is by far the most expensive, while the overpass and center turn overpass designs achieve comparable functionality at a much lower cost. At the I-75 interchange, the green T stands out as the most cost-effective option. It not only reduces construction costs dramatically, but also provides notable PM peak performance improvements, making it an efficient alternative. The next steps in the Golden Gate Parkway Corridor Congestion Study include review of public comments, selection of a preferred alternative for the Livingston Road intersection and for the I-75 interchange, presentation of the preferred alternatives at a future public information meeting, anticipated to be scheduled in early 2026, and presentation of the Corridor Congestion Study to the Board of County Commissioners for review and approval at a regularly scheduled BCC hearing date, anticipated in the late spring of 2026. Your feedback is important to us. We invite you to move into the main meeting room to speak with project representatives about the study and the alternatives. Please fill out a comment card to share your thoughts. Thank you for coming.